Hi and welcome to this Premier League podcast. This podcast is a part of Popecast Sports. I'm Oscar and I'm here with my co-host.
Hi, I'm Daniel. You might recognize me from the F1 podcast we also do together. But today we're here to talk about the upcoming Premier League season. And more specifically, we're going to look at the major transfers from all 20 clubs, both in and out. And also we have some predictions of our top 10, which to finish top 10, and also which three teams we think will be relegated at the end of the season. But let's start alphabetical order with Arsenal. Now they made two bigger. I might say that actually before we start, a little bit of disclaimer. These transfers are as of the 5th of August. So it's still 3 days until the end of the window, but we wanted to get it out since if we couldn't really wait for the end of the window to do this video or do this podcast. It wasn't enough time. So there might be some changes, but yeah, as of the 5th of August, these are the transfers. So Arsenal brought in two players, Dani Ceballos on loan from Real Madrid and Nicola Pepe from Lille. Now they have let go Aaron Ramsey to Juventus and David Ospina to Napoli. They have released Danny Welbeck and Stefan Lichtsteiner, while Petr Cech has retired. So 5 losses and 2 gains, but still interesting ones. Both Ceballos and Pepe look really interesting. So.
Yeah, and moving on to Aston Villa. They are newcomers this season, even if they have been up in the Premier League before. We have incoming, 5 players. We have Wesley from Club Brugge. We have Marvelous Nakamba also from Club Brugge. We have Matt Target from Southampton. We have Trezeguet from Kasim Paza. Sorry for the pronunciation there. And we have Tom Heaton from Burnley. And outgoing we have 3 players, all released actually. We have Richie Delight. We have Mile Jedinak. And we have Misha Richards. That is, like I said, all 3 released actually.
Mostly on the list because they have some Premier League. They have played in the Premier League, all 3 of those since earlier. So it was quite interesting, I thought, that they were all released. But yeah, moving on to Bournemouth. They have 2 incomings worth mentioning, and it's Arnaud Danjuma from Club Brugge, and it's Philip Billing from Huddersfield as they got relegated. And they haven't actually got any major outgoings. So quite good, I think, from Bournemouth this window.
And moving on to Brighton. We have 1 incoming and 1 outgoing. We have Leonardo Trossard from Genk incoming, and we have Anthony Knockaert outgoing. And Knockaert is going to Fulham on loan.
Yeah, moving on to Burnley. We have incoming Jay Rodriguez, another one that's played in the Premier League before, been brought in from West Brom. Now they had 2 leaving. We have Tom Heaton going to Aston Villa, as already mentioned, and we got Peter Crouch retiring. Once again, just want to mention because he's been playing here for quite a while.
Yeah, he has been going on forever.
Yeah.
But then we move on to Chelsea, and we have incoming Mateo Kovacic from Real Madrid. And outgoing we have 3 players. We have Eden Hazard going to Real Madrid. We have Alvaro Morata to Atletico Madrid. And we have Gary Cahill released.
Yeah, Crystal Palace. We have incoming Jordan Ayew from Swansea. And outgoing we have Aaron Wan-Bissaka to Manchester United. That is of worth.
Yeah, and then we move on to Everton. We have Andre Gomez incoming from Barcelona. We have Fabian Delph incoming from Manchester City. We have Jean-Philippe Gbamin from Mainz. And we have Moise Kean from Juventus. So pretty nice and interesting incoming transfer there actually. And outgoing, we have Idrasa Gana Gay to Paris Saint-Germain. We have Phil Jagielka to Sheffield United. And we have Ademola Lookman to Leipzig.
Yeah, Leicester City. We have two incoming players. We have Ayosi Perez to Newcastle and Yuri Tielemans from Monaco, which was actually on loan at Leicester last season. And the outgoing that just happened just a few hours ago, Harry Maguire to Manchester United.
Yeah, and if we move on to Liverpool, they have one big incoming and 3 outgoing. Let's start with the incoming. That's Adrian from West Ham. And outgoing is Alberto Moreno to Villarreal, Simon Mignolet to Club Brugge, and Daniel Sturridge, who is released.
Moving to Manchester City, we have two incomings, Rodri from Atletico Madrid and Angelino from PSV Eindhoven. And outgoing, we have Vincent Kompany actually going to Anderlecht and Fabian Delph to Everton, as already mentioned.
Yeah, and if we talk about Manchester United, they have 3 incoming, Daniel James from Swansea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace, and Harry Maguire from Leicester. And outgoing, Ander Herrera going to PSG, Antonio Valencia, that is released actually.
Then for Newcastle, we have incoming Joelinton from Hoffenheim, Jethro Willems from Eintracht Frankfurt on loan, and Alain Saint-Maximin from Nice. Outgoing is Ayosi Perez to Leicester and Mohamed Diame, who's been released.
Yeah, and for Norwich, we have 2 incoming. We have Josif Drimic from Mönchengladbach, and we have Ralf Fährmann from Schalke on loan. And we have no big outgoing players there.
Now moving to Sheffield United, we have Phil Jagielka being signed from Everton, and we have Ravel Morrison signed on a free. And once again, no major outgoing players going into the season.
Yeah, and then we have Southampton ingoing, Shea Adams from Birmingham, and Danny Ings from Liverpool. And outgoing, Matt Targett to Aston Villa and Stephen Davis to Rangers.
Mm-hmm. Moving to Tottenham, we have one big signing so far, and it's Tanguy Ndombele from Lyon, while we have Kieran Trippier outgoing to Atletico Madrid and Vincent Janssen going to Monterrey in Mexico.
And moving to Watford, we have Craig Dawson from West Brom incoming, and outgoing we have Dodi Lukebakio from Hertha Berlin.
Moving to the second to last team in West Ham, we have incoming Pablo Fornals from Villarreal and Sebastian Aller from Frankfurt. Outgoing, we have Marco Arnautovic going to Shanghai SIPG. We have Pedro Obiang going to Sassuolo, and Adrian, as already mentioned, going to Liverpool. They have also released Andy Carroll and Samir Nasri.
And the last team, Wolverhampton, we have incoming players Raul Jimenez from Benfica. We have Leandro Dendoncker from Anderlecht. We have Patrick Cotron from AC Milan. And we have Jesus Vallejo from Real Madrid on loan. And outgoing we have Helder Costa from Leeds on loan. And we have Ivan Caballero. Oh, sorry for that. To Fulham on loan.
Okay, that was the major transfers from the all 20 teams. Now, of course, as mentioned earlier, those were what we thought the major transfers for this team. If you want to see the entire list of transfers, you can find it on the official Premier League website, premierleague.com. But now, let's move on to the predictions. And we're going to start off with 10th and go up. And we're going to finish off with the 3 relegated teams. So let's start. In 10th, to be fair, to tell you, we have both made lists unaware of each other. So we don't know at this moment. We don't know what the other player. We don't know what each other has chosen. So this is as much new to us as it will be for you listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on to 10th. I've chosen West Ham, and you have chosen Watford.
Yeah, I'm going for Watford.
Huh. That is interesting. So I guess just moving on to 9th.
Yeah.
I have Everton. You have Leicester.
Yeah. Yeah, I have
Yeah, I
actually
can see
chosen
that.
to believe that those two teams will crash a little this season.
Mm-hmm. Moving to 8th. We both have Wolverhampton.
Yes.
So we actually agree on that. 8th
Yeah.
is Wolverhampton's place. And then 7th, the last outside the top 6, I'm guessing. And we have Leicester for me and Everton for you.
Yeah, so we have actually switched places on our guesses
Yeah,
for
we
teams.
switched places for Leicester and Everton.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have 3 of the same teams outside of the top 6: Leicester, Wolverhampton, Everton. Slightly different order. But yeah, so we're kind of agreeing at least that they are the 3 teams that are really gonna challenge most the top teams, I guess. Leicester, Wolverhampton, Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah, because to be fair, I've been impressed by some of their signings and also retaining some of their players. Absolutely, Wolverhampton not really losing anybody.
I was really worried for Everton for a while, but since that signing today, I'm more secure about my place. Or
Yeah.
was it today or yesterday or whenever they announced it?
Yeah, I think it went actually. Yeah, it probably went official yesterday.
Yeah.
Signing on my screen.
So I was kind of worried when I
And
actually wrote this because I wrote this before that signing.
yeah, and that just made me realize I signed Leicester 7th before they sold Maguire. That might actually, of course, they're told to be signing a new centre back to replace him, but we'll see. But that might actually change it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So moving on
let's move
to
on
the interesting
to
teams.
top 6. Yeah, to the 6th. We have Manchester United for me and Chelsea for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 new managers, or Solskjaer isn't completely new. Lampard is new, and a transfer ban. So yeah, I could see you placing them in 6th. For 5th, I have Chelsea. You have Arsenal.
Yeah. So we are pretty even on Chelsea at least. It's one spot.
Yeah, true. I think even though without the transfer ban for Chelsea, I still think their base squad is better than what United has at the moment. And yes, it's been rumored that both Pogba and Lukaku are looking for ways out of United. And if they leave, I definitely don't think they will finish
Yeah,
higher than 6th.
then I'm worried for them.
Yeah. But if that doesn't happen and they actually play their best for the team, that might finish higher. But yeah, moving on to 4th.
Yeah.
We have Arsenal and Manchester United.
Oh my god, I know who you have as 3rd place now.
So we have the same 3 teams on 4 to 6, only in different order.
That's really interesting also.
Yeah, which makes me think, and I think you also just mentioned it, that we're pretty sure that we have the same team in 3rd.
Yeah, and we're pretty sure that we have the same team in 1st and 2nd, but I don't know the order.
Yeah, let's uncover 3rd now. And yeah, Tottenham in both, just as we thought. So that means the top fight stands between Manchester City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
If
I don't
one
think
of us
either of us has
crazy.
placed them in the bottom 10, which I don't think.
No.
So for the laughs, let's start with who do we think will win the Premier League title in the 1920 season. And both have answered Manchester City.
Yeah. Even if it's statistically really hard.
Yeah. Last team to do it was Manchester United. to win 3 titles in a row. I don't actually remember though when it was.
It was a while ago. I can say that much.
Yeah, it was during Ferguson. I can tell you that much. Sir Alex Ferguson. But so yeah, we have to recuperate or to remind you. First, Manchester City, both of us. Second, both of us Liverpool. Third, Tottenham. And then fourth, me Arsenal, you Manchester United. Fifth, Chelsea and Arsenal. Sixth, Manchester United, Chelsea. So still top 6. 7, Leicester Everton. 8th, Wolverhampton, both of us. 9th, Everton Leicester. And 10th, West Ham for me and Watford for you.
And now comes the controversial stuff.
Yeah, the 3 teams to get relegated.
I think at least my one of the teams, we will agree on one of them. I'm almost positive.
I would actually uncover all 3 or all 6 teams, should I say, at the same place just to see. Yeah. So here we go. My relegated teams are Sheffield United, Burnley, and Brighton.
Wow.
Your relegated teams are Norwich, and upcoming, Southampton, and Sheffield United.
At least we agree on Sheffield.
Yeah, we agree on Sheffield. I think they'll 18th, you think 20th.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't believe in Hasenhüttl, the manager for Southampton, then that he could do better than he did,
sadly,
or
I don't
equally as good as he did last season.
Sadly, I think this is over. I want them to stay, but I have a bad feeling about this.
And then Norwich, the winners from the championship, you also think will be get relegated.
So Burnley, where did remind me? Where did they end last season?
I have not checked that up. Thanks for putting me on the spot there.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like both Burnley and Brighton, 2 teams that survived in Premier League last season. But I think they're also the 2 teams that made the worst transfers or the least transfers together with Sheffield United coming into this season. I think Burnley got lucky. Both Burnley and Brighton got lucky that they survived last season.
I can actually answer that now. Burnley finished 15th.
Yeah.
With 6 points over Cardiff, but it ended 18th.
Yeah.
And Southampton was right between Burnley and Brighton there at 16th, and Brighton at 17th. So those were the bottom teams that didn't get relegated.
Yeah. So Burnley, Southampton, Brighton. Yeah. And I think once Hasenhüttl came in last season, Southampton became way better. Yes, he only managed to get them to 16th, but I think with the full season, he will be able to do much better than the position says that they were going to reach. So, yeah, I believe in them surviving still. But yeah, I also see now, uncovering the rest, actually, we both have Newcastle to just survive the drop.
Exactly. That's interesting, actually.
Yeah, and to be fair, I was, for a long time, after losing their manager, after losing AOC Paris, after losing Salomon Rondon, of course, he was only on loan, but I was having them at the very bottom.
Yeah, I was having them dead last.
Signing of Joelinton and signing of Alain Saint-Maximin, 2 offensive players, and I think absolutely Saint-Maximin, I think is pretty creative as well. So I think they will be able to do just enough to avoid dropping down this year. So yeah, I was surprised by myself finding myself to place Newcastle outside the bottom 3, but
yeah, I was too. I was also surprised too to see myself placing them there, but yeah. And when it comes to Crystal Palace, for you, do you think they will continue taking points from the big teams?
Oh, I don't know.
That was the thing last season.
Yeah, Anders Townsend, the giant killer.
Oh yeah, that goal.
Yeah, I don't want to say that they become the giant killers again. I definitely think they won't be close to relegation. They will be They won't be close to the top 10. They won't be close to relegation. They will be just safe in the middle of the lower half of the table. So, yeah,
And I can
I
count.
don't think I'll see another giant killer season from them.
Yeah, but if I'm counting here, I haven't filled the whole list between the top 10 and 17. But if I'm counting here, our biggest difference this far is Southampton.
Yeah. You have them in 19th. I've placed them 12th. I think that's how big the difference of having a full season on the Hasan Hotel.
I'm hoping.
And
it's
also
4,
Watford, which they have 10th, I had in 11th. So
Right.
we're kind of close there as well. But it was hard placing the 11th to 17th. Like,
Yeah.
and that's also why we actually didn't want to run through all those, because it felt like too close. It was much more interesting to talk about
But
top
if
10
I
and
kind of
then
have to, I'm
bottom
actually
three.
going for Crystal Palace, then the terrible named team, Bournemouth. Who do I have left? Let's see here. I'm placing Villa over Newcastle. At 16th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What do I have left? Let's see here.
West Ham. You
West
got
Ham.
North. You got West Ham and both Burnley, Brighton.
Yeah, West Ham 15th. And then I'm placing Brighton 14th and Burnley 13th.
So very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's five places between West Ham and West Ham, between our two predictions.
But still, pretty interesting
But
prediction. We agree on some points at least. Two of them, more
yeah,
precisely, if I'm not mistaken.
we have the top six at least. We don't think the top six will crack this season, as it almost looked it was going to crack parts of last season. Absolutely, with Manchester United's bad form at the start of the season.
But still, if Manchester United finished 6th or Chelsea, that I guess that's a really bad season.
Yeah, it's not where they want to be, but looking at the players they have, looking at the overhaul they both have to do right now. I mean, Arsenal is still also in a rebuild, but at the same time they have slightly better, I would say, than both Manchester United and Chelsea at the moment, with Man United with their giant overhaul and new manager, and Chelsea with their transfer ban. So
that ban is going to be terrible.
yeah, it's only 1 year now. Of course, it's as a full year, it's painful, but at least it's only 1 year. It could be worse, but yeah.
But Arsenal, as always, where's the where is the defense?
Yeah, that is the thing I'm worried about. They've been linked to Kieran Tierney from Celtic pretty much the entire window. They still haven't got that deal over the line. They haven't given Celtic enough money. At least Celtic believes that. So they need some defensive reinforcements. They signed William Saliba, signing we didn't mention here because he's going right back on loan from the club they signed him from, which I believe was Saint Etienne in France. But otherwise, yeah, good midfield signing in Ceballos and good winger signing from with the Pepe, but that's maybe not really what they need.
Yeah, because they have offensive power. Like they have Aubameyang, after all, that scored 22 goals.
Yeah, they're,
that's
like
not
I
the
said,
problem.
just hardworking. Yeah, the offense isn't the problem. I think it's the offense that will bring them to fourth.
Yeah.
Like they will outscore. They will win games 5-4. Like they will concede loads of goals, but they will outscore many of the teams they face just because of their really good offense. So
yeah, if we check here the goals and everything, the goal difference. Let's see if we get an even better view of it. Actually, I guess GM is. Let's see here. If count, yeah, it is. They have done 73 goals and 51 goals let in.
that was last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
So they had
top 5 place.
They have 22 plus.
Yeah, that's not a top 5 place.
No, I think both Manchester City and Liverpool are either plus 60 or maybe even
Yeah,
higher.
72 for City and 67 for Liverpool.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, in a way, they're not fighting against them. Like, they're too far ahead.
Even if
But
Manchester United's goal difference is terrible, 11.
yeah,
But
that's not the best.
if they would have played like they did in the start of the season, that goal difference would be minus 50 or something.
Maybe not 50, but
Yeah,
they were
but,
negative. By the time of Mourinho left, they were actually minus goal difference. So
yeah, it was almost scary.
yeah. But that's one of the unknowns. I feel like Manchester United is a club in turmoil right now. It feels like they're not quite sure what they want. I feel like signing wise, and they have a quite unexperienced manager in Solskjaer. At least he did very well when he came in, but then that effect dropped off, and he had a really torrid end of the season. So what can he do for the full season? And with so many problems in that squad, and two of the biggest players right now, say Pogba and Lukaku, wanting to leave if they lose them, like they might even be having to look behind them for upcoming teams like Leicester, Wolverhampton, or in Everton. Like if it goes that bad, they might actually have to start looking behind them. So
Yeah, and I also want to mention, like, I don't know if he will do the same success now, but he did last season. He really deserves a mention. The first Scottish guy ever to make over 10 passes to goals.
yeah, assist Ryan Fraser
Yeah.
in Bournemouth.
Wow, what a
He was
season.
touted for a big move this summer to like Arsenal. I think I heard a rumor of them being linked to him, but to all my knowledge and looking through all the signings, like all the transfers, he's still not moved. So he's still in Bournemouth.
Yeah, he's still there, but
And
he was important. Really important.
yeah, he was. Him, King, Wilson, and that. Oh, I can't remember right now, but there was a young player they pulled up as
Okay.
well that played really well last season.
But the funny thing
Sorry,
with
I
them
can't
was
remember his
that
name right
they
now.
scored like crazy until a certain minute. Then they let in like crazy. They couldn't keep the lead. They could go to 3-0, then drop it.
Yeah, but I think one of the big problem there was the goalkeeper Asmir Begovic.
Yeah, that guy that is funny enough. Really, really good if you check every game with him, like in video game terms. They are overestimating that guy like crazy.
In potential, like there's no denying that he looked really good, but all of a sudden this last season he dropped off the cliff. Like he became a real problem for them. So, and I can't see at least I can't see that they brought in a new keeper. They haven't sold him. So looking at it right now, it seems like he's still the first choice goalkeeper going into the season, and that might be actually a bad thing for them. Unless it was just a bad season last term, and this season he's actually going to be back at his firing and be better again. But
yeah, in my opinion, I'm actually checking the squad right now. They don't have really that much to replace him with.
Yeah, they haven't signed anyone like I hoped they would.
Yeah, because if you look at the goals done, that's pretty interesting actually.
Yeah,
because they were doing a lot of high scoring games forward, but they let in way too many goals.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they balance that out this season.
Yeah, and
if they can, maybe that's a new Arsenal. They win by scoring more than their opponent. Like, I don't know.
At least the fans get to see a lot of goals now.
Yeah, at least hopefully.
Yeah. So, do you think anyone will bounce up that went out of the league again? We have Cardiff, Fulham, and Huddersfield.
I don't know. I haven't looked at their transfers and stuff like that, and I don't know really what they're going to face. I haven't looked that much in the championship, to be fair, but Derby looked good last season. Now they lost Mason Mount going back to his parent club, and they lost their coach Lampard. We got Leeds that looked good, but then bottled it completely on the end of the season. That's the two main teams I can think of that they're going to
And that
face.
league
But
has actually started.
I would say I don't know enough to say if they can bounce back. But looking at some of the clubs, it might even be a new like Sunderland that they won't go back up and maybe even go back down. And that's absolutely true, I think, for a team like Huddersfield. They might even have trouble staying in the championship this upcoming season, unless they've made some really good transfers, which I don't know about because I haven't checked them. So, yeah.
Oh, I actually got a question the other day about that, who I think will go up. And I don't know enough for that.
Yeah. I gotta say, one of the most things I look forward to, and it's referring to Southampton, which we already talked a little bit about. Their new coach coming in the middle of last season, Hassan Hutel, last coaching Leipzig before that, and they've had problems for a while now with scoring goals. Of course, they brought in. We already mentioned this. Danny Ings from Liverpool. He was on loan last season. He did okay, not much more, but then signing a very promising Che Adams from Birmingham, which in a team that finished, I believe, 16th in the championship last season or there or thereabout, he was scoring quite a lot of goals, and he was not just scoring a lot of goals, but actually creating chances, getting into position to score goals. So hopefully he'll get to transfer that to the Premier League, and they might actually have a goal scorer on their hands again. So that is, I think, is the main thing that they need Southampton to actually hit the 12th place, where I think they will finish.
And
But
they need a decent scorer for that.
yeah, and who knows? This Che Adams might be what they're looking for. Like, the season will tell. I think this is the first time he's played in the Premier League. He's played in the Championship for a few seasons now, and he's done well. So I wish him all the luck that he'll have a good first season.
Yeah, for their sake, I'm hoping that he can deliver what they need.
Yeah.
But yeah, there will be an interesting season now when it starts.
Indeed.
About, what is it, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, I said it's the 5th of August today. The first game, I believe, is on the 9th of August, which is this upcoming Friday.
Yes.
And hopefully this will be out beforehand, so you'll be able to hear this before the season starts. That is our goal. Hopefully we'll be able to hit it. And yeah, we'll come back. We'll do a episode every month to talk about the previous month of what happened, some important or some interesting results, and we're going through top scorers and assist guys, and we're looking at the form of teams and stuff like that. So I hope you'll come back for this entire season of Premier League.
Yeah, and we will be back actually after the weekend when the Sunday is the 1st of September. I've already checked that schedule-wise. But yeah, as you said, it starts on Friday the 9th of August with Liverpool against Norwich.
Yeah.
On that evening. And then we're finally on our way.
Yeah. Then it's just a month until we can record the next episode.
Exactly. But still, we're on our way, finally.
Yeah. We started it. Now it's just waiting for the football to start, and then we can finally enjoy some Premier League football again. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been way too long, even if that last season ended with a real thriller in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but that's why I want a new season. It ended with a thriller. I want the new thriller to start.
Yeah, but
I can't wait.
If you looked at the last season, both Liverpool and Manchester City had the chances to close the league, but they didn't take it.
Liverpool had a commanding gap coming into the Christmas, I believe.
Yeah.
And you thought that they would be able to run away with this, and they had a few poor games. Manchester City caught up, and then towards the last rounds of the season, Liverpool, it felt like they always played the game before Manchester City had their game. So when I was like, Liverpool win, they go ahead. Manchester City play their game in the same round, they go ahead again. Liverpool win, they go ahead. So
And then it changed actually, the other way around for a couple of match weeks. And one thing that is also funny was nobody from place 3 to 6, if I'm not mistaken, or even to 7, wanted to win in the last round. They continuously lost.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, like doesn't anyone want to go to Europe?
Yeah, it was almost like, oh no, we're not going to go well anyway, so we might as well go in the lower competition and have a chance to win. Like, okay, do we want to get knocked out in the group stage of Champions League, or do we want to go and win the Europa League? Like, choose. Like, almost.
The funny thing is actually if you get knocked out, or is it the third place if you get to that in the Champions League, you get the Europa League?
Yeah, I think it is. Third place in the group stage.
Yeah.
You get a chance to play in the Europa League instead.
And we will also be back this fall with Champions League later on.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for listening, on a rambling.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah, exactly. It was funny as always to record this, and I'm looking forward to continue with this. But yeah, we will be back in about a month, sometime after the 1st of September there. So yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.